Could you make a short description of the method of GTT?
Yeah, Gestalt theater is a synthesis between Stanislavski method for actors, training actors, and the Gestalt therapy that was developed by Fritz Perls in the beginning of 20th century. This combination of these two disciplines result in what we call Gestalt theater therapy. So what we are doing with these methods is to adapt it to educational context, where the idea mainly is to work on the development of the emotional competence of participants, of the people that are going to take part in the training process that we are developing across this project.
Recommendation for educators using the method.
Okay, we could recommend educators that will use GTT method that they should provide a very safe context for the pupils before offering this kind of work. And the way to do it is giving them an approach where they will somehow understand that this is a way to improve their emotional capacities, their emotional competencies. You know, it is very remarkable that they first experience this kind of work and then they try out GTT methods before they use them with pupils. So it's important, very important, that they have this experiential knowledge in themselves before they take the lead on the personal development of their pupils. Always try to use these activities that somehow you feel comfortable with them and with the facilitation of them, because if you are not comfortable yourself, it's very difficult that you can really provide a meaningful facilitation of this kind of activities. Also, it's important that you can have a trustful environment. It's important that you try to keep confidentiality in the classroom about what is going to happen doing this kind of activities, because people need to feel this privacy. Otherwise, they will not really enter and open to talk about their emotions. So I think this is mostly what I would say is very, very important to keep in mind for educators.
What are the competence an educator should have when developing GTT activities with the target group?
Well, the educators should somehow have several characteristics, I think, that are important. They should try to be empathic, to put themselves on the shoes of the person that they are working with and try to understand and perceive the emotions in the group and in the person. They should have a good observing skills. They should be good listeners about what is happening in the room. They should be also aware of her own emotions and also about his own behavioral patterns. It's important that educators are creative, they are good communicators. And for sure, it's important, very important, that educators are eager to try new things and to explore new stuff.
When and under which condition do educational methods have a therapeutic effect? How to distinguish between therapeutic and educational goals?
Educational methods can have a therapeutic effect when they are approached from a humanistic, holistic manner, you know, when we are working with body, with mind, with emotions, is when the crucial, meaningful learning can happen. So I think that it's very important that the conditions in order to be a therapeutic effect or educational goal is different sometimes. Therapeutic goals involve entering the life and biography of trainees, as well as dealing with their own patterns, traumas or pending issues. And as educators, I think that's not our role. This is a role for therapists. But when we are talking about education, I think the goals are more related to, for example, improve the development of participants' life skills, like, for example, assertiveness, or like communication, or like active listening, or capacity to solve conflicts or manage conflicts. These kind of skills are something that we as educators can provide easily. I think that it's part of our work. And with the GTT methodology, I think that we can really go into this kind of level without entering in the private life or past traumas of participants that would be more falling under the category of therapists and therapeutic effects.